This video is sponsored by June's Journey. More on this hidden object mystery game later. In this video, we are going to be adding more color, we are going to be organizing, and we're going to be sharing some feelings because I am creatively burnt and my creative soul needs some color, organization, and just a general glow up. DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today's DIY in progress is happening in here, in this studio space. I'm gonna straight up level with all of you. I've been feeling burnt, creatively burnt, personally burnt, just burnt. Like crispy ash in a little pile on the floor, and then like maybe those little eyeballs are sticking out of it to make it human. That's me. Or like maybe it's like more like Anakin Skywalker and Mustafar screaming, creativity, when he's on that hill, all burnt to a crisp. Yeah, you know. But I always feel so good with all of you, so energized by all of you. So I just figured if I can turn my camera on, talk to you about how I'm feeling and be honest, everyone will understand where I'm coming from because you guys are an amazing community and this is just feels like a really safe place. But is because of my emotions, I decided to turn my focus to this studio space. There is going to be a lot of changes coming up. I will explain that. But I do need to get organized. I need better organization, so we are going to organize, but we're gonna do it with color because my love of black paint is beginning to turn my heart. And maybe it's the season, I don't know, but I am just craving color. I need color, so let's bring back the color, can we? So let's do it, friends. Let's bring back our creative soul. Let's see if we can fight this creative burnout and see if we can make some change in this space. Editor, roll the tape. Boop. All right, friends, before I get real with you, I do want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's episode, June's Journey. First and foremost, I love mystery and detective stories. I love to watch them. I love to read them. I love to listen to them, play them. I simply consume any way that I can. Well, I don't eat it. Although yesterday's lunch was a mystery indeed. Moving on. I also love hidden object games. Growing up, one of my favorite things to do with my family was collect and play those I Spy books. You know what I'm talking about? Where you have to find those crazy lost items in the scene of like eclectic things in front of you. Now, I usually don't promote app games on this channel, but June's Journey kind of has been my exception to the rule because I do genuinely enjoy playing this game. For those who are new to June's Journey, it's a hidden object mystery game with a cool detective story that takes place in the 1920s. It's got a fun group of characters like Amelia, Claire Van Buren, Jack Hayes, he's my fave, Sam Watts, Virginia, and of course June Parker, our main gal. Now each new scene takes you further through the murder mystery story, and then June uses the clues you find in your hidden object game to solve the murder of her sister and uncover the family's many secrets. Ooh. Now, what I like about the game is that it is great storytelling. You get placed in all these really fun scenes where you have to find the hidden objects and discover clues. Sometimes it's really hard, and then I have to use a little help button at times, but they also added this really cool design element to the game. So as you play through the story, you earn flowers and money, and with that you can buy decor for this like grounds that you have. You can buy like decorative bushes and pathways, pools, fountains, stables, vineyards, garden houses, trees, additions onto your house. You can add people. I got some dogs on my lawn. So you get to kind of grow your game space and design it in a fun way. And it feels really nostalgic to games that I loved to play when I was younger. So it's fun. June's Journey is available for free on mobile devices, phone and tablets, Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as on PC through Facebook Games. And I made it super easy for you. You can download it for free by simply clicking the link in my description box below. Plus, by using my link, you are supporting me too, so I thank you for that. So if you love hidden object game apps, you're looking for a new app to try, click the link, download it for free, and give it a go. Solve the murder and get designing. All right, let's get to the bottom of our episode mystery. Why is Danie creatively burnt out? Find it in the scene. I'm kidding. Okay, let's chat. I'm just gonna say that First off, creative burnout can look so different for everyone, and it can be felt and come on in many different ways. So my creative burnout might not look the same as yours. The burnout I'm feeling right now is like stemming from confidence and I think weather. So let me address a small elephant in the room that I get many comments on, and that's about my hair. Where did my purple hair go? Why am I going blonde? Is this by choice? What happened? Since the beginning of my channel, my hair has been like 50 shades of purple. Always. I look at creativity as if it's like a superpower. Each and every one of you has a specific individual superpower that makes you who you are. And creativity is so individual and so unique to you. So I don't know how we couldn't see it as a superpower. Then there are the things that we put on ourselves, you know, like clothes, tattoos, hair color, piercings, makeup. That's kind of how I see as armor or our individual superhero outfit. So for me, my purple hair was my creative armor. But just after my wedding in November, my hair started to fall out. It's the thinnest it's ever been in my entire life. My hair became dry and it broke all along the top. It's like, it's all broken, it's all short. This was due to a combination of dyeing it a lot, but also in 2022, I mean, I suffered from a lot of anxiety and depression, and these things affect all of your body functions, including the way your hair grows on your head. So my hopes of dyeing it to keep it purple had to take a back seat. I don't hate my blonde hair. I am blonde naturally, but my purple was my armor and my expression of creative self. So I know this sounds really silly, but without that armor, I've felt really foreign to myself, and just I lost that piece of creative confidence that makes me feel powerful inside, that makes me feel my magic. I will get it back one day, don't get me wrong. I'm just gonna let it be for right now. I'm taking multivitamins to help the hair growth. I'm doing multiple hair masks, so don't worry friends. I got people in my court helping me, but it just takes time and healing. Now, the second reason for my funk, I think, is just kind of weather-based. I'm over this cold. I want to build outside. I want to work on my greenhouse so bad. My garage project is about to begin. Well, actually, by the time this video goes out, I think the garage project will have already started, which is beyond exciting. If you didn't see the episode where I first talked about this, Jeff and I are building a 3-port garage with a studio space above it. It's going to have a full kind of wood shop on the bottom floor and a full creative space for me upstairs. And I will be sharing that entire process, so don't worry. Certain elements are going to get shared on Instagram, so also make sure you're following me there as well. The bigger stuff is going to be shared here on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on this garage series coming this summer, because it's going to be epic. I am eventually going to be moving out of this space, but it's going to take a little bit longer to get the studio space to be fully completed and for me to move in there. So we're stuck here. But that means anything that I do and create right now for this space needs to have this space in mind, but also the new space in mind. All right, so let me tell you what I want to do today and how I plan to evolve it for the new studio space. Okay, so this is my work table. We've all seen it, and it's great because it's held up by these 2 trestles. These are from IKEA, and I love them because they are adjustable up and down, but they're also adjustable forward and backward. They've been great for this room for one very particular reason. My floor is slanted. And I gotta say, these trestle table legs have been great, but you know what? They lack storage. Like, they just have these little areas here, but like, it's just not cutting it. And frankly, this entire room I've just outgrown it, and it's exploding in so many areas. Also, we need to talk about this. Through my need to, just refresh, do a glow up for my soul, I kind of feel like I want to change the backdrop too. You know what I mean? Like, is this being utilized in the best way possible? I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to change it up, which kind of makes me sad, but also I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? So watch out, because I'm going to be doing a poll on my community page for some ideas, and I really want you guys to weigh in, because you guys have to look at it. So you guys should have a say, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be putting up some options on there. So watch out for that after this episode, or, through this weekend. With all that, I think the best solution for organization right now is this table. Under here, I feel like it's just untapped real estate. So I have an idea. It's a really poor sketch, but I'm gonna share it with you anyways, and hopefully you can get the idea. And it's got a lot of color, so let me get it. Let me show you, but no, don't judge me. It was a quick sketch, okay? Let me show it to you. This is the brain working things out, sizing, but essentially like right here, this is where I sit. I want to create kind of like 4 little cubbies where we can have little storage bins, maybe, and then there's like a little cubby here and a little cubby here for like things that I'm using that I don't want on the table, like a drill, or maybe there's some screws I just want easy quick grab. And then maybe this flat area here, I can put a pegboard and maybe we can hang some stuff on there. So this is facing outward. This is looking on the other side. So, you know, where my camera will sit here. There's gonna be, you know, 4 little sections here for maybe some cubbies, for some drawers. Maybe on the side here, we can hang my step-up ladder. Maybe there's a spot for cords. You know what, I'm visualizing basically like the Kallax units, but it's just gonna be a different size. So, you know, like the little 4x4 Kallax units. I could have gone to get IKEA pieces, but you know what? When I broke down the cost of what it would cost for me to make it versus going to buy the Kallax pieces, it was actually way cheaper for me to make it, so that's why I'm going this route. What I like is that if I can build each little unit individually, then in the future for new studio, unclear of what it's going to look like or how I want it to be utilized. So I could actually take each of these individual pieces, put them against a wall, and they can just be storage units, or I could turn it back into a table. I don't know what I'm going to need, but either way, I'm going to have 3 really functional storage pieces. That's going to be great for the new space. So I figured, let's go build these units first. I don't think it's going to take us that long, to be honest. I already went and got the wood. I figured out all of my cuts ahead of time and actually got some of them pre-cut at the hardware store, which I did want to talk about. If you're looking to build something at home and you're so worried that you can't make these big cuts on a table saw because you don't have a table saw, what you can do is just structure out a full 4x8 sheet of plywood and then figure out what your cut list is going to be. So let me show you. Here I have a 48 by 96 sheet of plywood that I've drawn out. I've done my cut list, so I know I need 8 pieces of 14 by 30, 6 pieces of 14 by 24 and 3/4. So this is 1 sheet. I'm buying 2. I got them to cut these strips for me, because if I can cut these down and they're shorter, it's easy for me to cut everything into 14-inch strips versus cutting everything into 14-inch strips and then me having to cut all of these pieces up. I'll have a little piece left over. This is going to be great for something. I'm not really worried. Let's go out to the She Shack. Let's make all of our 14-inch cuts and any other cuts that we need, and then we can start assembling these pieces together. Okay. So essentially what I have is I have my longest piece here. That's gonna sandwich everything in. So this is my top, and then there's a second one of these, which is gonna be the bottom. And then basically I have 3 of the shorties, which is gonna be the side. There's gonna be another one in the middle, and then there's gonna be one on the long side. And then I have my 2 teenies here, which are my shelves that I'm going to put in the middle. So these are going to be pocket holed in. It's just easier, and plus because it's a shelf, I can hide the pocket holes on the bottom side of both pieces. But these are the only things that I'm going to pocket hole. I'm just going to glue and screw everything else. I think it's way simpler. It's just going to be some storage pieces. So you can choose how you want the finished product to be. I'm just screwing and gluing just to keep it simple. But that's my plan. Pocket holes, screw and glue, and let's put these pieces together, and then we'll finally have some shelves. We gotta do this 3 times. Can't wait. I am feeling that creative burn right now. Boy, I'm feeling crispy.
Stop the battle within your soul. You know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start.
Okay, we have 1 done and 2 more to go. Just want to like snap my fingers and have them done. Why doesn't that work in real life? Good morning, friends. Well, last night it snowed, so that's great. It's funny, I've never really cared about the weather, like I always just kind of go with the flow, but having the greenhouse this year and having it already built, I just feel a little bit more connected with the people that I love when I'm in there and spending time in there. So I'm just really desperate to get in there. So the snow really was kind of like a punch to the gut, but I don't think it's gonna stay. Anyways, I took this morning to kind of brainstorm my direction for these pieces. As I mentioned, I really want to bring color into this space, and I really want to inject color into this idea around the desk. So I want to show you guys what I came up with. Come step into my office in this corner. Okay, let me show this to you. So this is like my brainstorming page. As you can see, sheet pastel. In my home, I love kind of more earthy tones, but in my creative space, I think over time, I've kind of learned to really let this be a place that embraces color and embraces a more creative, has that creative magic showing, you know, like even if I'm not being that creative, at least my space brings in that happiness and brings in that creative like joy. And to be fair, I mean, it's not like color means creativity. I realize that. It's kind of just a weird thing for me. Like when I see bright colors and I'm surrounded by that kind of joy, it really just does something for my personal creative soul. So I thought we need to bring in some of that. So as you can see here, like we have a lot of pastel colors. It has all these like nice bright greens and purples and dark purples, but then that little spurt of red. It just looks really cohesive, yet it looks really fun and like embracing a brighter side. So I think that's definitely what I want to do with my pieces. So I'm thinking maybe we can put a pop of color on the storage units that are going to go in this. So let me show you. So I picked up a whole bunch of milk crates from the hardware store. What I like about these, I mean, obviously aesthetically, they're not beautiful, but they could be. I like it because they're sturdy, they're stackable, and you know what? They're so versatile. You can stack them on top of each other on a side, you can stack them upwards, you can see through them. So I think that there's a lot here. They don't damage easy. So in terms of longevity and investing in something that's gonna be a long-term helpful organizational tool in my studio space, I think these are going to be great. But I don't love the color. I know you're shocked because they're black, but I don't love the color. So I thought if we can pick one color to be all of the units, and then we actually spray paint these up a fun color, then I think this would be really fun. But I think for now, the idea will come as we progress through this project. So we need to sand all these pieces up, and we need to get them prepped for painting. So I figured if I focus on that, let's get these sanded, let's get them prepped. We need to go get the paint that we need. So I need to find like a perfect lilac color. So I definitely want to do that. And then once all of these pieces are painted, we can decide what we want to do once we kind of see them at that stage, you know? Whew. Okay, here we go. Let's do this day.
Said that you've been hurt one too many times before. Ended up staring in the bathroom mirror, crying on your bedroom floor. Baby, you can take my word, you haven't gotta hurt no more. Things are about to get much better. I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever.
Okay, I just got back. I want to show you guys the colors that I got. I went for this one. This is a lilac, French lilac purple. So this is in the Advance in the color Pearl. So basically this is just Benjamin Moore's satin. And then I got some sample colors just because everything was going to be a little bit, I wasn't going to need a full quart of this. So I ended up getting this one. This is called the Bahama Waters. So it's just a really nice kind of like tealy. This yellow, this is called Lemon Meringue, which is nice. It's a nice light yellow. And then I got this one just in case if I did want to color, do something like a pop of color. So this one's called Starburst Orange. And oh, she a bright pop. So let's go paint these guys up and then we'll get going. It's very exciting. DIY friends, new day, new possibilities, lots of color. So I cleaned up in here a little bit because it was getting messy, but I did manage to move all the pieces into place. So I'm really happy with that. I got the yellow pieces up top. They look great, but they're not attached yet. So we need to do that next. But I brought in a level just to see like how much are we gonna actually have to lift one side. And it looks like it only needed to be lifted like 3/4 of an inch. So that's better than I was expecting, but it still sucks. But let's get these attached. Feeling good about that, and then we can get the top on, and then we can start to motor and get some storage elements in here. So let's go do that, and let's figure out what's going on with my hair. Great. Okay, I feel really good about this. I think I made the decision that I'm gonna leave this just as a standalone because I kind of want the option to like pull it out or push it into the middle so that two people can work on both sides of the table should there be two people here, which does happen sometimes, especially if I have a friend over and we're crafting on the weekend. But we are not done because we still have a pop of fun with these bad boys that are gonna go into these bad boys. Now I am gonna spray paint these, and yes, a lot of things are gonna go inside these things, so I am using a gloss spray paint just because it's a little bit more durable. It's gonna be a little bit easier to clean, and hopefully it's gonna withstand the test of time against this plastic, even if things are thrown in here. So wish me luck. Oh, thank goodness that came off easily. Okay, DIY friends, I set out to create a more organized area to get me through the next few months. Mission accomplished. I set out to add some color in here. Mission accomplished. And I think I set out to create a better workstation that I can take with me into the new studio, something that's modular, that can work no matter what kind of situation I'm faced, and I think that's a massive success. Overall, I think I'm really happy with the way that this room came together, and having all of the areas much more organized, it makes me feel a little bit lighter and a little bit more ready to create some new DIY projects. DIY friends, thank you so much for watching this studio glow up, so to speak. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's not the greatest to see somebody in a creative funk. I tried to be honest with all of you about where I'm at. I'm feeling excited though and energized for all the projects that are coming up this summer. So much home content, so much garage content. There's gonna be some fun makeovers, so make sure you are subscribed. And don't forget to comment on this. Go to the community page and make sure you weigh in on what this backdrop is going to be. Go now, right now. Don't miss out. Once again, a big thanks to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. If you are looking for a fun hidden object mystery game, then use the link in my description box and go download it and give it a try. Sending so much love to my Patreon family. Where would I be without you? Especially going through this creative funk. You guys just inspire me all the time and you encourage me. And if you were looking for that too, then my Patreon is the place for you. Of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, and when you're feeling burnt out, just keep moving forward. You'll get through it, and I want to help you. So keep on DIYing, friends. Bye-bye.